some people from the media on Zoom, and apparently, is it working? Hold on, I'm just double checking if the Zoom is working. It is working. Okay. I just got a text at 4:10.
We're live.
Okay, just work on that. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Today's Tuesday, October 24, 2023, and we are here for a special town board and a CDA meeting. As always, we're going to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and Bob, can you please take the lead?
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Bob. And just to make note, on the screen, we have Councilman Kenneth Rothwell, who's joining us through Zoom. So we do have a full board present. I'm going to move forward to Diane regarding a resolution. But before that, the resolution before us, does anybody have any comments on any of the one resolution that's before you concerning EPCAL and the contract? Does anybody want to come forward? Hearing no one, I'm going to ask our town clerk to please take a vote.
I think Mr. McAuliffe is,
Oh, okay. Come forward, please. And just double check, where's Chip, to see if there's anybody online? Chip, no one online? Perfect.
just Ken.
Supervisor, just a note, the timer's not working, so we're going to keep the time on the phone like we used to.
Okay, no problem. You change your mind?
No. I went over to Howell Avenue, which is where your website says this meeting.
It was corrected.
Well, it wasn't corrected as of 3 p.m. John McAuliffe, Rolling Woods. As of 3 p.m., the town website, which says there's both the meeting and the special meeting, shows Howell Avenue. So I went there.
Okay, so we're here.
So
now.
we're here, but I think that it's characteristic of this whole process that we're dealing with at this point.
Devin, what time did you post, clear up that?
As soon as we were made aware of it, I don't know exactly what time, maybe we left at 3, we took care of it.
We took care of it. Okay.
Good, for the
We put
persons that
notice.
looked at it after 3 o'clock, they were fine.
All right, so
I
let's
looked
make
at
this a
3.
positive meeting.
Okay, well, I'm very positive about
Great.
the conclusion. I'm not positive about how we got here. And I think that we have to note in the finding by the IDA, which was a professional and totally credible finding, we have to note that they were responding and reflected positively on the response from the community as one of the factors that led to their conclusion. And I think you have to be honest that most of you were not very happy with the way EPCAL Watch functioned. If you recall, there was a denunciation without naming us 2 board meetings ago, a scurrilous comment by the missing board member. And I think that the lesson to be learned about this is not only the willingness to believe snake oil salesmen, whether it was the original snake oil salesman from the original company, or whether it was the Germasians. To believe a snake oil salesman when people, amateurs in the town, are telling you, open your eyes, open your ears, dig into the history of these people, and you'll know that this is not somebody that we want to do business with. It's not that this was new information a month ago or a year ago or 3 years ago. This is information that we have been saying over and over and over again. And I'm very glad, as I say, that you came to the conclusion, but I think we're very lucky that the IDA had the position, the courage, the principles to say what is real. And now, obviously, you're going to make a decision finally to do what you should have done 2 years ago, 3 years ago, should never have done in the original qualified and eligible, and wouldn't have been able to do if the actual board meeting on it had reflected correctly who was eligible to vote. So As I say, I'm glad of the conclusion, but I think for the sake of the town and the governance of the town and how we go forward, that we cannot forget the process that got us here. I also think that we now have a really important opportunity to involve the community at every level and evaluate how that land can best be used for the economic development and the social development and the environmental well-being of the town. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for your comments. By the way, it wasn't 2 or 3 years, that contract went into effect in 2017, and then it was signed in 2018. As far as people's reputation, we can't deal with a contract on people's reputation because it's not part of the contract. We did what we had to do, and so in either case, hearing no one. Chip, you have somebody online?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks, hot.
Thank you. This is Ron Hariri of Aquabog. Thanks to Riverhead's Republicans, the town wasted something like 7 years and millions of dollars on what the IDA aptly acknowledged was a patently deficient and defective application by Calverton Aviation. It was deficient in that, according to the IDA's well-reasoned and thoughtful opinion, it failed to properly designate the project. It was further defective and deficient in that it failed to evidence the financial wherewithal of the applicant. Thanks to these missteps by Riverhead's Republicans, the town has spent millions of dollars on this matter. I don't even know whether you've been able to calculate, in addition to the outside counsel and expert fees, the cost of your internal efforts, including your town attorneys and advisors. You've lost thousands, or actually millions of dollars in tax revenues that had a project that was viably been produced years ago. And you need to start all over again, which may be a good thing. But what I think you need to recognize, and again, Madam Supervisor, you inherited this mess, but I think you need to recognize, as the town's newspaper of record, the Riverhead News Review, has suggested, you need to investigate how this town got in this mess, and you need to investigate the actors responsible for this mess, not the least reprehensible actors to your left, Councilman Hubbard, who flipped his vote on this matter after a secret meeting in Manhattan. I think you also need to look at all of the players, including your internal, in-house advisors and counsel, as well as your outside counsel and advisors. I think you need to investigate whether there was a quid pro quo in exchange for moving forward with a group that the IDA clearly found had no qualifications whatsoever. And I think the one service you can do, Madam Supervisor, as we come to your last days, is take steps that this type of disaster doesn't occur again. And I think you need to refer this matter to outside law enforcement to investigate the circumstances of how this town wasted years and millions of dollars on something that should have never seen the light of day. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Anybody else? We have Councilman Rothwell with us. Do you have anything to say before I call the vote?
One more.
You're fine. Anyone else? Oh, one more just popped up from what I hear. bring them forward online?
At this time.
She's not coming up. No, she's not responding.
They're not responding? Okay, they can come back and open.
Oh, now she is.
Oh, now they are?
Now she's coming up.
Okay.
Come on. Okay, not working.
Okay, so maybe they can come back up, they can reconnect and they can come back at open comments. So, hearing no one, we're gonna take a vote on the resolution before us, and Diane, can you, can we, read the resolution?
I'll call the resolution 788.
Mm-hmm.
A resolution declaring agreement of sale between the CDA and CAT dated November 19, 2018, known as the agreement, null and void without liability on the part of any party thereto, with the exception of the obligation to return deposits as set forth in the binding letter of agreement dated March 3rd, 2022. So moved.
Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Take a vote, Diane, please.
Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell,
Yes, from Moscow, Colorado, resounding yes on this.
Bayrock,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes, I'd like to make a couple of comments. The EPCAL property contract of 2017 has cost taxpayers a tremendous amount of money. Unfortunately, what has occurred in the last 5 years was not in the interest of Riverhead residents. In March 2022, I personally negotiated an amendment to the CAT contract indicating if the Riverhead IDA agency did not consider 555's application as viable and finances were not in place, the Riverhead Town Board has the ability to declare CAT's contract null and void. We presented it, the attorneys presented it to the board along with CDA. They agreed, the entire board agreed, and that provision was entered into the contract. Unfortunately, that provision did not get much attention, and people did not pay much attention to that to that amendment to the contract. However, today it became very critical because we can move forward and consider the contract for CAT null and void, and a resounding yes.
Resolution 788 is adopted.
Okay, does anyone wish to comment on any matter?
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be in our new town hall. And guess this is the first meeting that you're having here. But today is a great victory. It's a victory for all of the residents of Calverton, all of the residents of Riverhead and the East End who stood up again and again, year after year, starting in 2017 going forward, and said no to this deal. It is not... To them belongs the thanks. It is not to this town board to be able to steal this victory from the people of Riverhead, nor should they be allowed to. A fortnight before Election Day, this town board, apparently running a bit nervous in the face of hundreds of signs of opposition up throughout this town, backs down and throws out the deal and will try to claim, as we just heard, that they never really wanted it anyway. That's malarkey. This is exactly why the people of Riverhead need to remember this on November 7th. And they need to stand up and say that we are not going to give a chance to a town board that dragged us through 6 to 7 years of misery, another opportunity to create a debacle such as the one we have had to sustain and fight against again and again. This November, Save Riverhead. Thank you.
For running for Riverhead Supervisor on the Democratic line. We take this very serious. We were waiting for the IDA. We're going to move forward, and it's something that had to be done. And I just want to make note that it was the last supervisor, Laura Jen Smith, who signed the contract. But anyway, we're going to move forward away from that, and we're going to call the CDA director forward.
I have one.
We have one
Oh, no.
I think that
Sorry,
wants a
go ahead.
comment.
Yes, no?
I have comment.
You have,
Okay.
okay, I'm sorry, Dawn, can we just wait for that, please, okay? So that way we can move on to your comments.
Good afternoon, Mike Foley, Reeves Park. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can, Mike.
Thank you. Let me start off by saying, Ken, I really like the hat. I hear you're in Colorado right now. Do us on the weed committee a favor. Go visit one of those retail shops so you can get some ideas and bring them back. Don't bring anything back on the plane. That's still illegal. But take a look at what's going on, okay? On a more serious note, it is never too late to do the right thing. This has been a long, convoluted process. IDA to CDA to town board seemed awful weird to me, but ultimately, after all of this time, the IDA came up with really a dynamite summary of just how bad a deal this was. And I'm thankful that the 5 people on the town board have voted it down, and I'm hopeful that the next supervisor, no matter who or she will be, will bring the public in to talk about this. There are a lot of ideas, a lot of good ideas about what we can do with this property. I have my own ideas, but I will reserve them for when we start talking about that again. I just want to commend the board on saying no. I want to commend the IDA for saying no. And I look forward to seeing what we can do to maximize the positive impact that this land can have on our town. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike, and we're gonna move forward to the, Mr., you already spoke? Is this go,
It's a different section of the agenda.
okay, so you wanna come back with the same
Right.
thing, or do you have anything
No,
different?
I want very.
Okay, if we heard something already, it's getting to
Right.
the point of town board
Okay,
meetings, the
John
same
McAu-
thing
John
over and over.
McAuliffe.
You have something new?
Rolling Woods, yeah.
Okay.
I want to ask a question
Yeah.
about what you just said. You said that people did not take account of what was in that letter. I recall discussing this with you when it first was written and being very impressed by the inclusion of that language. I know EPCAL Watch has referred to it at several times, so it's not that people didn't notice the language, but we were doubtful about what was going to happen with it. Particularly, we became doubtful at the IDA meeting when you came out of your office very abruptly complaining about the fact that the $40 million was going to come at a later stage, and that was not part of the understanding or agreement. So that's when we became a little suspicious of which supervisor was speaking, the supervisor that injected that language or the supervisor that seemed very anxious to get the $40 million. Thank you.
Well, let me just respond to that, Mr. McAuliffe, and thank you for coming up and trying to clarify that. What Kat was doing at that time was trying to say that they're not going to close and they have to get a site plan approval. We didn't even have a site plan. We didn't have any architectural plans. All right? So I was calling them out. Don't do this to delay this. This is not what the deal was. And those are my exact words. So I'm glad that it got clarified and have a...
I appreciate that because the impression people received
That's your
was-
impression.
well, okay. You
Okay,
can
it's your
poll-
impression.
You
It
can
was
poll-
not-
You can poll.
Yeah, I was not going to
Exactly.
tolerate them trying to extend this contract and have it at town board side approval. And that's what the words were, and that's why
Okay. well,
I
people
wasn't
can
complaining. I was making a fact, and I was adamant on making the fact. And I wanted to call them out publicly, and I did exactly what I set out to do.
All right,
So, thank you.
people should watch that and can make their own judgment
Okay, that's
about
fine.
the way what you said came across.
Okay.
And they can decide.
Guess what? We're here.
All right.
All right, let's move forward. That's it? Okay, I'm sorry, Dawn, can you come up? We're going to move on.
I think we have to close
close the town board meeting and open.
Yeah, can I have a first and a second to close the town board meeting, please?
moved. Second?
All in favor? All
Aye.
opposed? So moved. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We have one resolution. One resolution, CDA 2023-3, a resolution declaring agreement of sale between the CDA and CAT dated November 19th, 2018, agreement null and void without liability on the part of any party thereto, with the exception of the obligation to return deposits as set forth in the binding letter agreement dated March 3rd, 2022. We can take comments on this resolution.
All right. Anybody want to come forward? It's the same resolution as prior. All right, hearing no one? Go ahead.
Okay, we can call the vote then. Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell,
Yes.
Bayrat,
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yeah, I just want to take a moment out to congratulate the IDA on a job that I thought they did a spectacular job given the circumstances they were put in. They took their time. We understood this. We were all waiting for a result for a very long time, but being patient and understanding what they had to go through is very similar to what we have to go through up here. And I appreciate the knowledge and their institution for what they did. They made the right decision in my mind, and just a lot of work went into it. The CDA and the supervisor's office, I want to congratulate everybody for everything that went into it to make this happen. I vote yes.
Aguirre.
Yeah, I just want to expand on what Tim Hubbard said. I know we spoke about this in length as to moving away from the contract. This is the proper time to do it. I am confident that we're doing the right thing, and unfortunately it took this long, but I'm glad we did it, and I vote yes.
Okay, the resolution is adopted, and we can take open comment from matters, CDA matters only.
Chip, do we have anyone online? We do, yes.
Yes.
Councilman Rothwell, did you have any comments? I know you're...
No, it took a long time, but I think this was the best legal course that we can possibly take. So I commend the IDA for spending as much time as was necessary to prevent any further legal entanglements. And I'm proud and ready to move on for better ideas ahead.
Great. Thank you. Chip, anybody? You do, okay.
Yeah, Mike Foley, Reeves Park. Can you hear me again?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Ken's hat threw me off a little bit. I just really needed to comment on that before I wanted to add this. EPCAL Watch formed very early, a grassroots organization that grew with the time and effort of a lot of people. And I am not a member of EPCAL Watch. I supported their efforts financially and verbally. But the key players, I think, need to be mentioned. I know Rex Farr was a big part of this. I know that Barbara Blast, Kathy McGraw, Kelly McClinchy were big parts of this. But a special shout out to John. John McAuliffe has said some things at that microphone that I disagree with. But I don't think anybody can disagree with his intention. John didn't have a nickel in this game. John wanted what was best for this town. And John took a lot of heat from a lot of people over the last 4 or 5 years. I just want to thank John for the effort that he put in. And I think if we can put the Gurmesians in the rearview mirror and work together as a community to come up with the best solution, I think we're going to be okay. And I have confidence in that. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, any other comments?
Chip, we're good?
Okay, so we can move to close the CDA meeting and open the town board meeting.
Okay, thank you, Dawn. This concludes our special town board meeting for today. Can I?
We have to vote.
Got a motion.
Oh, you have to, I
Yeah, we have to
forgot,
vote.
sorry.
Make a motion.
Make a motion to vote on the resolution.
Frank second.
Frank, second.
Close and reopen, that's the motion, right?
Close and reopen, yes.
Okay, Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell,
Yes.
Bayrat,
Close and reopen, yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Aguirre.
Yes.
Okay, CDA meeting is closed and town board meeting is open. Thank you.
Anybody have any comments? Anybody from the board? Any further comments?
This is a good day for Riverhead. I think, however we got here, the right thing has happened, and I think we have good things in the future, and I'm very hopeful for what's ahead of us. And I want to applaud everybody that worked very hard. IDA, CDA, Frank Eisler and his team, the entire town board. I think it took a lot of work to get to this point, and I'm very happy that we're here.
Thank you, the attorney's office, Dawn Thomas, the CDA director, and the entire town board. Epcal property now is going to be returned to the people of Riverhead. Have a good night. Can I have a first and a second to close this town board meeting?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? All opposed? So move. Everyone, please be safe.